Home Minister is in Manipur. It's great to see that the government is taking swift steps now. The Congress, on the other hand, saying that, of course, are politicizing the event. And who's to blame them? It seems like every political party has made it a point to politicize everything. The Congress says that you should have done this way sooner, but Amit Shah was in Karnataka, in his blitzkrieg in the run-up to the Karnataka elections. But Amit Shah, the Home Minister, he is in Manipur. 9 peace meetings have taken place. Violence is on the ebb in Manipur. It's dwindling. It's certainly dying down. He has reached out to the Meitei and the Kuki groups, the both sides. And according to the CDS, ethnic conflict is not insurgency related.
Well,
so a lot of things have happened.
Are there. In fact,
in just the one day that he's been there.
Yes, a lot. And it's, as I told you yesterday, it was really a power-packed meeting that he was having. 9 peace meetings are there. And also, very interestingly, my eyes actually fell on, I think, there was an interesting take on how the peace meetings were in fact being carried out as well. I was also looking that it was a lot of thought has gone to this peace meetings in Manipur. Especially one, of course, we were talking about the kin of Manipur violence victims to get rupees 10 lakh as compensation is an amount that has been announced. And it is being that so far 80 people have been killed since clashes between Kukis and Meiteis erupted on May 3rd. Although no casualties were reported on Tuesday, sources said the situation in the state remains tense with sporadic violence being reported from some parts. So that is something that is being reported in that particular article. Also, I have looked at the Indian Express and they have in fact spoken about how important Shah's meeting is, that he says that Shah asked the groups in Manipur to keep the peace for 15 days so that some kind of talks can happen. So this is what I was trying to say, that you hold on to the peace, let some confidence building measures come in, and probably Amit Shah is looking at that same kind of a peace negotiation that we've been discussing about, because that is what normally all these peace, especially when you go into a place that has seen violence, this is the first thing that most of the, so he's getting the right advice on that as well. So some of the demands, as I said, have also come up. So tribal leaders are seeking the president's rule and separate administration. Imposition of president's rule in Manipur and creation of separate administration for tribals are among the key demands from the tribal leaders who met Union Home Minister Amit Shah in Churchandpur district on Tuesday. Now that is where technically we can say is the epicenter of it.
Yeah,
so
that's
Shah
where
has, in fact,
sort
gone
of
to the ground.
kind of began, or at least limelight on Manipur came via Churachandpur. Families of civilians killed will get rupees 10 lakh each, along with a government job as part of a compensation package that has been drawn up by the Union Home Minister himself in consultation with the N. Biren Singh government. I'm just trying to understand if all of this happened within a span of, let's say, 30 hours since the Home Minister touched down in Imphal. Why couldn't the Chief Minister, N. Biren Singh, who hails from the area, who hails from the state, understands the regional dynamics at play better, could do something like this? I mean, these are some stern steps. We can see Kuldeep Singh over there, conduct that meeting, all the army personnel, servicemen looking at it. There were also visuals of Amit Shah sitting at the center and both the groups, them coming out in proper rooms in a civilized manner, having a proper conversation. Why couldn't the Chief Minister, N. Biren Singh, come up with something like that?
Well, that in fact speaks a volume of a lot of things that have happened that have gone wrong in that state. So we don't know what that could have led to. That is why we have the Union Home Minister in the state, and he's in fact holding the meetings along with Biren Singh. But let me bring to your attention also to the 12th page in the Hindu. And there's a very interesting article that is there, which says, while the Chief Minister was present in meetings in Imphal, he did not accompany Mr. Shah to the hill region of Churchandpur. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Home Affairs has deputed, Mr. Shah will travel to Moreh and to meet the tribal groups on Wednesday, that's today. And meanwhile, the Ministry of Home Affairs has deputed Rajiv Singh, who is currently posted as Inspector General, Central Reserve Police Force to Manipur, and Manipur DG P. Dongel is set to superannuate the next month. So it is likely that Mr. Singh will replace him for the top job as well. So a lot of bureaucratic changes also happening, and you can see that the Chief Minister did not accompany Shah when he was going to Churchandpur, the epicenter of this entire ethnic clash.
I mean, you're talking about confidence, and you have your own chief minister that isn't visiting the hill region.
Well, that is
You've
for
got the
me.
people in
That's
the
the
hills.
first thing.
You got the people
when
in the
I saw
hills.
that, when I saw that, as you rightly pointed out, when I saw that, when I saw that sentence in this article, that was the first thing that came to light. That when he did not accompany Amit Shah to the hills, it shows that there is a huge trust deficit, and plus. Probably Amit Shah or the advisors would have said that as of now they shouldn't aggravate the situation in the hills with Biren Singh visiting the hills at now. So they probably would have taken it, and probably even security factors.
And that's
could have
the
been
word,
issue.
that's the demand coming from the people of the hills. The Kukis and the Nagas, the tribal people essentially, saying that the chief minister is clearly siding with the Meiteis. And you had the one chance to accompany the home minister. Maybe it's easy for me to say, sitting here in the studio, but it just feels like the chief minister should have gone with the home minister, lent some sort of confidence, exerted some sort of showcase, some sort of confidence, moving in and about the hill region. Now this balm by the home minister, the 10 lakh rupees for the cane of the dead, as a compensation. There's a government job on the cards as well. Do you think this balm is going to be effective?
Well, see, you cannot in fact determine the cost of a person's death, but this is a measure that the government is taking to ensure that there is some kind of at least on the personal level for the person, some kind of that loss is taken care of. But I mean, you cannot replace the person who's died in that particular clashes, but it is a part, the government is trying to in fact ensure that there is some ground for peace, there is some ground of to break the cycle of violence. So these measures have been put in place, and it is an important measure that has been put in place. Let me read some of the things that, as you had pointed out. Now, this article from the Indian Express, Kin of Manipur Violence Victims to get rupees 10 lakh. In the same article, it says that the 10 lakh thing has been announced, and also sources said that the state and the center will make 50-50 contribution to the compensation. So, and also adding that the proposal to provide a job to each of the families that lost member is also on the table. Now, so again, they have maintained how the compensation package will be divided between the state as well as the center. So it's a 50-50 contribution that we are in fact looking at in this as well. But it is something that we have to give in as fast as possible. Also, some of the interesting things that I've maintained. Shah also met civil society organization in Imphal, and he said that there has been a fruitful discussion with all the civil society members in Imphal. They expressed their commitment to peace, and he also tweeted earlier, which is to say that...
I mean, Verghese, just to play the devil's advocate here, the civil society organization was welcoming Amit Shah even before he had touched down in Imphal. I mean, they won't have any negative things to say about anything happening in Manipur, it seems. But importantly, even as the wrestlers are, delaying their immersion, there are wrestlers and athletes from Manipur itself. I mean, there are 13 Padma and Arjuna awardees, including Mirabai Chanu. I mean, what she's done for the country is impeccable already. She said, will return medals if state's integrity is violated. This is a warning coming from 13 Padma and Arjuna awardees that are hailing from Manipur.
Well, this question has always been there. What is the solution to the ethnic clashes in Manipur without having to deal with the breaking of the territorial integrity of Manipur? So, territorial integrity of Manipur is something that cannot be negotiated. What can be carried out with a process to pacify the people in the hills would be to give them autonomy or a hill council as from other things like a separate administration as they've been demanding. But there have been fundamental organizations within the hill people who are demanding for a complete different state. Now that is something that a lot of Meiteis have opposed, and also to a large extent the center also doesn't seem to be interested to play with the territorial integrity of Manipur. But within the the possibility of setting up these tribal council, autonomous councils, there are already 10 of those already functioning in the Northeast. It has, with a 5-year term, it has got responsibility, it has issues, issues in the sense it looks into issues of governance. All those things are possible. So on a local level, it is possible to carry on with that kind of an autonomous thing without hurting the integrity of Manipur.